how God has wired up the brain, there are 3 different areas of the brain. There is the brainstem. Go ahead and put your hand right here. And say brainstem.
Brainstem.
And God wired your child and you up with a brainstem. Does anyone know the role of the brainstem? The role of the brainstem is the fight or flight. So it's when your child's going, no, I don't want to, and they're freaking out on you and they're fighting, or they pull away and they retreat and they're like, I don't want to talk, and that's what they're doing, whether they're adults or teenagers. How does it look for adults when we are in fight? It's survival. What is it? Defensive. Get away from me. I don't even want to talk to you. Right? How about flight? What does that look like for adults? I'm done. I've had enough of this. I'm just leaving. I just want to get a divorce. That is flight, right? And that is a natural thing that happens in our brain. Now, the way that we respond to that natural impulse in our brain is what we have control over. But we're all going to have that, or the come up in us, because that's how God wired us. So your children, when they feel a lack of security or they feel fear of, am I safe, you're going to see the hackles come up and you're going to see them either withdraw or close off. So go ahead and put your hand here again. And the question that you or your child or your spouse or the person that's going to be your spouse is feeling when you're in your brainstem, is asking when you're in your brainstem is, am I safe? Go ahead. Am I safe? Okay. Now it does not look like they are saying, am I safe? Am I safe? It looks like they are going to rip your eyeball out. Whether it's an adult or a child, right? Or it looks like there's no way I'm getting into this big wall that's up. That's what it looks like. But really, they really are saying, am I safe? Am I safe? So then there's a whole other part of the brain called the limbic system. And that's where your emotions are stored. That's where memories are stored. And a lot of the things that get triggered in your children and you in having past relationships that you're still grieving to some extent is in the limbic system. And the limbic system, you are actually asking the question, am I loved? Go ahead and put your hand here. Am I loved? Go ahead and say it. Am I loved? What's this one? Am I safe? Am I loved? Now, what does am I loved look like? It looks like where you were saying, what's the role? Well, no, that's my job. I do that in this house. And new dad said, nope, I'm the man of the house. It's my role. And he's going, am I loved? Am I loved? Am I loved? The kid, that's the question that that child's asking. And it doesn't look that way, right? It looks like he's about to throw down with new dad. But in actuality, he's just saying, am I loved? Am I loved? Am I loved? How many of you have whiners? Whiners. Well, you don't even care about me. You're the worst mom ever. So you're like, did you come to my house today? That is, am I loved? Am I loved? What's that? Oh, so the question that they're asking is, am I loved? So this one is,
Am I safe?
this one is, am I loved? Even though it doesn't look that way. And then this one is your frontal lobe. And God wired each one of us up with a frontal lobe. It develops as they get older. And in teenage years, there's a whole lot of weird things going on in the frontal lobe. But they have it, which is good news. And in the frontal lobe, they are making the statement, I can handle this. Go ahead and say that. I can handle this. Now, how many of us have spent most of the day in the frontal lobe? Some of you are like, I have. Wow, I just want to hang out with you. In reality, we